Let's see. Jane, how are you, Jane? Okay.
Fine, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
We'll go to Ka Phai Lim. How are you, Ka Phai Lim?
Good day to you, Ajahn. I'm fine. Thank you.
Are you from Malaysia?
Yes, I'm from Malaysia.
Do you have any question today?
Not yet. Maybe later.
Not yet, huh? Okay. Well, so far, here at Philip Lim. Philip, you're connecting. Okay. Good evening, Philip from Malaysia. Unmute your microphone, please.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Yeah, Angeline and Philip. Are you both okay? Happy?
Yes, yeah, we are good. We are good.
Practicing Dhamma?
Yes, yes.
Okay. You have to do it every day.
Yes, every day.
It's good health, good for your mind.
Yes, that's correct.
Mind. Yeah.
It's the exercise.
Yes. Very important, mindfulness.
Yes.
You have mindfulness, you can control your mind, your emotion.
Right.
Yeah, so try to do as much mindfulness as possible all day long. You have any question today?
Not at the moment.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, Angeline, you have any question?
No, not yet. We just got back from dinner, so just
Okay,
time to see you.
all right.
Okay.
I'll go to the next participant. Forrest Tong from Massachusetts, I think. Boston.
Hi, Ajahn. Yes, I'm
Have
from
you
Boston.
voted yet? Have you voted yet?
I did. Yeah, I voted on Sunday.
I see. Okay. So now you wait for the result, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of nervous. I don't feel nervous, but I know a lot of
Whatever
people.
will be.
Yeah.
Just look at it that way.
Yeah.
Besides, nothing changed much really. Maybe the rhetoric, the superficial, but the real thing is pretty much the same, though, I think.
Yeah. I have been following your advice. I've been practicing trying to use a mantra all the time. So I'm using the word metta as a mantra, and it's helping to stop my thinking, even though I find that there's a lot of resistance, but it is helping to stop the thinking, I think.
If you persist, you can stop your thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that my mind really wants to think a lot, but it usually feels better after it stops thinking so much.
Yeah, make it lighter. It feels lighter when you don't think.
It feels lighter, did you say?
Yeah, the mind feels lighter. You don't think. When you think, the mind's become heavy of the thing you thought about.
Yeah.
So it's better to stop thinking. Only think when you have to.
Okay. Yeah. I had another question. I've also been trying to contemplate death, but since I've never been around a dying person, I don't really know what it's like. So I'm wondering if you could help explain what is the process going to be like when I'm dying and how to reflect on that.
Well, when you don't breathe, when you stop breathing, that's when you die. So just look at your breath. If you breathe in and you don't breathe out, you die. Try it. See what dying is like. Try to stop breathing. So that's simple. That's all about death. It's when you don't breathe, you die. If you're still breathing, you don't die. Simple.
Yeah. And then one more question I wanted to ask you, Ajahn, is so I'm trying to figure out how much time to spend with my family. They live kind of close by in Boston. So for example, like tonight they invited me for dinner. They also invited me to stay home, but I said probably just dinner. So I'm not really sure how much time to spend with them because I feel like it would be wrong to cut them off totally, but I also know that the practice of meditation is my higher priority.
Okay, you just try to balance it out between your personal need and your parents' need to see you. Yeah, so for me, I used to call my mother once a week to talk to her. I had an appointment with her, and I'll talk to her, call her up and talk to her. Let she talk all she wants to talk until finished. Yeah. So at least you should give them a week, once a week or something to, if it's not too much. Especially if they invite you to dinner, why not? Free meal, a free meal. You should also bring something to give them also.
Okay.
It's like showing your generosity and your respect and your gratefulness for bringing you up, for giving you this life. So if anything you can give them, I think you should. I think it will make them happy. And maybe you can call them once a day if you like, just to say hello. It doesn't take too much time, 5 minutes. Just talk to them, say hello. How are you? How's everything? I'm fine. So I got to do this today. So if you have nothing to say, then I have to go and do what I have to do. So, just to let them know that you think of them.
Okay.
They just want to be reassured that you're still alive. That's all. If they haven't heard from you, they might be wondering what happens to you. Just to give them the assurance that you're still alive. It makes them feel good. Oh, my son is still alive. Good. So, once a day, call them up. Or twice even, if you like.
Okay.
Or you have messages you can send. Good morning, good night, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Because your parents, they love you more than they love themselves. Ask any parent, you'll find out that they love their children more than they love themselves. They're willing to sacrifice their happiness for your happiness. Nobody else would do that except your parents. Not even your wife or your girlfriend will do that for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for the advice, Ajahn.
I think people in the West forget the importance of their parents. They haven't been taught to reflect on the immense work your parents have to do for you. That we should always constantly remind ourselves of their sacrifice for us. From the time you were in the womb of the mother, your mother has to sacrifice her social life, just to carry you around. And once you were born, she hardly have any time for herself. She just have to keep looking after you. So think about it. If you become a mother, and have to care for a child, how much sacrifice you would have to make. People don't think about it, and they take it for granted, and then they forget their debt to their parents. We owe our debt to our parents, and the Buddha said we should try to pay our debt back as much as possible. He said the debt is so immense that even if you carry them on your shoulders, look after them until they die, you still haven't paid your debt yet. The only way to make them to pay your debt to them is to make them a sotapanna. Then they can be free from being born in the undesirable realm of existence and eventually reach Nibbana. That's what the Buddha did for his mother. Even she only look after him for 7 days after his birth. Then she died. But after his enlightenment, the first thing he thought about was his mother. And so he used his psychic power to search for his mother's spiritual beings. And he finally found her in one of the heavenly realms. And then he spent 1 month, one way in residence, about 3 months, to teach her the Dhamma every night until she became a Sotapanna. So this is, we Buddhists consider our parents to be a very important person. The Buddha said that by doing good to your parents, it's like doing good to an arahant, to a noble disciple. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any more questions?
No, that's it for today.
Okay. Let me go to Felix. Hi, Felix. Where are you from?
Pandami Bante. I'm from Indonesia.
And which part of Indonesia? Jakarta?
Bali.
Bali.
Yes.
How is Bali? Quiet now? No foreigners, huh?
Yeah, very quiet. It's not open yet. The tourism is still closed. So yeah, bit stressful. We all live from tourism here.
Same thing here in Pattaya. I live near Pattaya. Okay, any question today?
Bante, do you what should I do when my virya is going down, and while at first my spirit to practice, like do chanting and meditation, was every day, but now tinamida is growing and become a bit lazy and a bit more sloth. How do you think I fight against the laziness?
Look at the clock. The clock keeps running, it doesn't stop. And your time on this earth is getting less and less. So you have to race against time, because eventually you're gonna die. And once you die, you won't be able to do any practice. So reflect on the uncertainty of life. You don't know when you're gonna die. You're gonna die definitely, but you cannot say when. So you cannot take any chance by being lazy, because this is once in a million lifetime opportunity to come across the teaching of the Buddha. So you should not take it lightly. It's like you allow into the bank and get as much money as you want. Would you still be lazy? If the bank say, come on into my bank and get as much money as you want, you're just gonna sit there and say, oh, I'm too lazy. You want to grab as much money as you can, right, before they close the bank. Look at the benefits you can get from the practice, and then you will not be lazy. Thinking of it like going to the bank. The bank allows you to enter the bank and let you open the vault and get as much money as you want. Okay?
Anumodana Bante.
Is that all for you?
Yeah, I think that's enough for me to reflect.
Too much to take? Too much to take?
Yeah.
Well, think of it that way, because the Dhamma is more important than the money in the bank. The money in the bank can just make you happy in this lifetime, but you cannot take that money with you. But with Dhamma, you can take it with you.
Sadhu.
Okay. Let me go to hi, Sri and check. Oh, okay, let me go to Geraldine first, I think. Hi, Geraldine.
Hello,
From
Ajahn.
From Singapore.
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay. Any question today?
Yes, Ajahn. So in the practice, we are always told not to think, right? But when we are working, then our bosses will want us to think a lot. And then because I have been practicing a lot, so I don't think a lot, and then I keep getting criticized. So I should just take the criticism with equanimity, is it?
Well, if you have to think, you have to think, because you get paid for thinking, for working. So you must not neglect that duty of yours. You cannot use an excuse, I'm practicing, so I want to stop thinking. If you want to stop thinking, then you stop working. If you still have to
Yes.
work, then you have
Okay.
to work. You have to pay. You have to do what you are paid for. You should not neglect your duty.
Okay, but what if the mind is just not able to, so basically I'm a very optimistic person. So when I think, I always think very optimistically about good things that will happen, and I don't think about bad things that will happen. So it's very difficult for me to think about bad things that may happen in a situation. So I should I develop this weakness into a strength? Should I work hard to develop the weakness into a strength?
Well, you have to be realistic. See, to be optimistic is one-sided, and to be analytic is also one-sided. To be pessimistic is also one-sided. You have to be realistic. Things happen and things disappear. Things that sometimes you can control them, sometimes you cannot control them. So you have to think of anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's realistic thinking. Prepare for the worst, expect the best, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And do what you can.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Is that all?
Yes.
How's your practice? Okay, better?
Yes, getting better. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Let me go to Sui and check. Hi, from Vancouver. How are you both?
Hello,
Good
Ajahn.
evening, Ajahn.
Yeah, we are
We're
doing
good.
well.
How are you, Ajahn?
Very good to see you both. Working today.
Yes, today we are working.
You have to be up 1 hour earlier now, right?
Yeah.
You're good, Ajahn. You know the our time as well.
Yeah, so you're what, 6 o'clock now? Oh,
5.
5, yeah.
Yeah. And many people are hoping that this will change next year, that we don't need the
Daylight saving.
daylight saving.
You're gonna give up daylight saving in Canada?
I think they're really serious this time. Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna give up.
Yeah, okay. In Thailand we don't change the clock.
Right. I think that's the best, right? Like you don't have to
Yeah.
I mean just that's nature, right? We don't
There's always pro and con in everything that you do anyway.
right.
So it's better to be natural rather than trying to be
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
right.
it's like against nature.
Anyway. Any question today?
Yes, like Ajahn, as for me, like right now, like in terms of my meditation, like I kind of draw a schedule for myself. Like for example, in the morning, I just like doing a reciting the Buddha, and then sometime in the afternoon, then I can do the anapanasati, right? And then at night I'll just see like whatever, like I can do anapanasati or Buddha. Like, is that okay? I'm just like kind of training,
Well, you can sort of switch things around. Depends on how you think it is good for you. So it doesn't have to be fixed, but what should be fixed is the schedule to prevent you from being lazy. You have to have schedule to force you to practice. But that's what you practice, that you can adapt, you can change as you feel. If you don't feel like reciting the mantra, maybe you want to use the 32 parts of the body, for instance. Or just think of anicca or anatta aspect of life. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, Ajahn.
Yes, listening. Okay.
Okay. But you should have schedule, because then this will force you to not to be lazy. Don't give any excuse. When it's time to practice, you have to practice. Like when it's time to eat, you eat, right? You don't say, oh, I don't feel like eating. Because if you don't eat, then maybe you'll get hungry later on. If you don't practice, then your mind will become worse.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but what you practice, you can sort of change if you like. If you don't feel like sitting, okay, do walking meditation first. If you don't feel like reciting the mantra, or maybe just think of death, think of the 32 parts, think of anicca, something. And or if you don't feel like you want to, if you don't want to think, just keep watching your step if you walk. Or if you sit, just watch your breath. So these are different ways of sort of a practice that you can switch back and forth. Depends on your mind. Your mind still like eating. Sometimes today you don't feel like having ham and eggs. You want an omelet instead, or you want some rice or whatever. You switch around, So practice is like that. It's like eating. You give food to the mind, and sometimes the mind be a little bit choosy. Oh, I don't like to walk today. Okay, you don't walk. We'll sit. Oh, I don't like to recite the mantra. Okay, well, just watch the step if we walk. Just watch the breath. Oh, you want to investigate, contemplate the truth, anicca, you can do that. You can look at your body, go through your 32 parts, visualize, look at them. If you don't see them yet, open up an anatomy book to see all the organs of the body and try to visualize them in your mind. So you can, spend time, they call it taking a tour of your body. You're like a tourist, Take a tour of the body. The mind wants to go tour in the Caribbean, they wants to go to Europe, goes to America, You say, oh, no, we'll take the body as our tourist attraction. Really, this is how the teacher taught us to do. If your mind wants to wander, let it wander in the body. Go to the different parts. Take a look at the hair. How's the hair like today? How's the hair of the bed? How's the skin? How's my skeleton? Is it okay? Is my skeleton still working? How's my heart? Is still beating? How's my lung? Then you keep your mind busy.
Okay.
Thinking of the
That's a really
mind.
cool way to think about it.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way, Ajahn. That's really cool.
Think of the body when it stop breathing. What's the next process? They put you in a casket. In ancient India, they just wrap you in a piece of cloth and then they just leave you in the cemetery. And then let the worms, let the insects eat at the body. Then the vultures will come, and that's the 10 stages of the course. That's what it happened to the body during the time of the Buddha. They just wrap around a piece of cloth and then leave it in the forest. Recycling, see, no environmental problem. And doesn't take up space either, because you don't have to dig up the hole and then claim that piece of land for yourself. Even after death, you just leave it in cemetery. Eventually, when the body decays, then it just you won't feel the cemetery that way. See? If you leave the body wrapped, and eventually the body will decay, and all that is left maybe just pieces of bones. Ancient India, I think they have a good way of managing their environment. Ancient people are wiser than us. We are stupid. We keep destroying our environment, destroying our air, our water, everything. And we think we are smart.
And we wonder what went wrong, Ajahn. Like everybody's always thinking, oh, what happened? Why it becomes like that? But never look.
Our scientific knowledge is to blame. Instead of studying nature, we study science instead. So science is the one that will kill us, will destroy the earth. That's why we start looking for the moon now, going to the Mars now. Because we know. So we look for a new planet to destroy. That's all we do. Everything is smart. We're conquering the universe. And actually we're destroying the universe.
Yeah, look for external.
You're stupid.
I know, but we think that's what stupid people tend to think. They're thinking they're smart. My husband always think they're not smart enough yet. They're still stupid. If you think you're still stupid, then you're smart. If you think you're smart, you're not stupid, then you're stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that we're too far off today. Okay,
Yeah,
anything else? There are quite a few people waiting, I think.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn.
We can come back again next round after we go through all the rest.
Thank you.
Kek Yen So, how are you from Penang?
Hi, Ajahn, I'm good. Thank you. Nice to meet you again.
Yes, good to see you too.
Yeah,
Anything
thanks.
today?
Kan Ajahn, there are some senior monks or sanghas advise not to touch the body when somebody passed away about 8 hours. Mainly because of the I think 4 elements dissolve, right? So it creates some maybe hatred, worry it will impact the consciousness or next life.
No. What happened? How about the doctor? How about the undertaker? They have to touch the body. Someone has to touch a dead body. They have to put them in the casket, do everything. Body is just body. It doesn't have to do anything with the mind. Just believe, that's all.
Okay. Maybe I think the reason behind mentioned by them is because when we touch the body, it impacts it causes some pain, right? So the 4 element changes is not so fast yet. It will take some time. So during this transition, they impact, they worry potential impact their next life because it stays pain.
No. The body doesn't have any impact on the mind. The mind left the body as soon as the body stopped breathing. So whatever you do to the body has nothing to do with the mind anymore from that point onward.
So it's immediate. There's no transition period, Ajahn?
No transition. Separation total. Once you stop breathing, the mind disconnects from the body. And the mind goes on to its next destination.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Ajahn. Yeah.
Okay. How about next to Joseph Chi from Singapore, I think, or Malaysia?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. Kuala Lumpur.
Good to see you again. How are you?
Okay, good to see you too. You got any question today?
Yes, Ajahn, I have 2 questions. The first question is, can you explain about the 3 factors to overcome for stream entry, to become a sotapan? And
you have to cut off the 3 fetters. Okay.
Yes, what are the 3 fetters?
The first one is called Sakaya Titi, wrong view of the 5 khandha. The wrong view is to see the body, the 5 khandha, as a self. See, there's no self in the 5 khandha. They are mental and physical process. The body is a physical process made from the 4 elements. And the other 4 nama khandha is the mental function of the mind. They are interconnected and they work like the reaction of the rain and the wind and the sun and so forth. No self in these things. No self in body, no self in feeling, no self in perception, no self in thinking, thoughts, volition, and no self in consciousness. They are just that. They're just natural process or phenomena. And you cannot control them. They are anatta. So you cannot control your body. You cannot control your feelings, your perception, your thoughts, and your consciousness. You might be able to do it some of the time, but not all the time. That's why you cannot stop the body from getting old, getting sick, and die. And you cannot stop your feeling to change from good to bad, from bad to neutral. They just keep changing, depending on the condition that force them to change. So with your perception and your thoughts and your consciousness. So you have to stop thinking of yourself as a self. Look at yourself as a process, a physical and mental process working together. Like the mind uses the consciousness to attach to the body so that it can see what the eye sees. There are 5 strings of consciousness that is attached to the 5 parts of the body, the 5 organs of the body. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So when anything comes into contact with the 5 organs, the mind can will know, see, okay, when the eye sees something, the mind will then know that there's something that the eye see. When the ear hear something, then the mind will know that there's hearing happening. And then when that happens, then the feeling will arise. First, the perception will arise, trying to figure out what type of images you see or what type of sound you hear, whether it's good or bad or neutral. When it's good feeling arises. And when it's bad feeling arises. When neutral, then neutral feeling arises. And they work like that, like an orchestra. You know, they're sort of reacting. Then after that, when you have feelings, then you have volition, your thought come into play. What should I do with this sound? Should I react? How should I react? Good or bad? You know, should I get angry or should I not get angry, and so forth? You know. So it happens very quickly, you know, automatically, almost instantaneously. But I'm just trying to do it slow motion wise for you to see the picture. And the problem with the mind who come into contact with these 5 khandhas, the mind think that the body is itself and everything, the feeling is itself. Everything is itself. It is the one who thinks, is the one who feels, but actually it's not. It's not. It cannot control these things. These things are conditioned that the mind just happen to come to experience. The mind just an experiencer, but the mind, due to delusion, instead of being an experiencer, it try to be a self, so that it wants to manage and control everything under its possession. But when it cannot do that, that's when dukkha arises. That's when suffering arises, mental stress arises. And that's why people get stressful, because they want to control everything. They want to manage everything. When they cannot do it, then they become stressful. But if you look at the 5 body, the 5 khandha as like the weather, you know, the rain, the sun, you just observe and accept it for what it is. Body get old, let it get old. It gets sick, let it get sick. It die, let it die. You know, if you cannot do anything about it. If you have bad feeling, just know you have bad feeling. Soon it will change to good feeling or change to neutral feeling. Due up to your consciousness, what it brings to the mind, what kind of object it sees, or what kind of sound it hears. But if you can control your mind to be neutral, not reacting, then nothing can hurt the mind. So you want to practice to stop your mind from reacting to these 5 khandha. Leave it alone, like you leave the weather. accept the khandha like you accept the weather, then you will have no suffering arising from these 5 khandhas. Then you can become a sotapanna.
That means, Ajahn, that means the 5 khandhas is actually not ourselves, right? So
that's what I've been talking for the last 10 minutes to you.
Yeah. Okay. What about the second fetter?
The second fetter is the doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. When you see the truth that the Buddha teaches you, then you have no doubt that there's a Buddha who teaches the Dhamma. And you're the one who's to become a noble disciple, the first stage of enlightenment. So you don't have to go to India to prove that there's a Buddha. You prove it by your own practice, by your own enlightenment. And the third one is seeing that your action is the cause of your unhappiness. Your bad action, your desire, your craving is the one that causes you unhappiness. So when you are not happy, you don't have to do any rituals to get rid of your unhappiness. Like people do when they feel bad, they go to see a fortune teller, or like right now they have this virus. They're not happy, they might go do some rituals like pray to the gods or do whatever. But this is useless, right? You know that your unhappiness arises from your craving, your desire to do what you used to be able to do, but now you cannot do it. So you don't have to do any rituals. You just stop your cravings. And by extension, your craving, when you have craving, sometimes you do bad karma. So you know by doing bad karma will hurt your mind. So you will not do any bad karma from that point onward. You will just, if you don't feel good, you just stop your mind, you stop your craving. Some people feel bad, so they have to do bad karma to make them feel better, like go have a drink, or go out and find some pleasure, some sort, in a not proper way, like going to prostitute or whatever. And they're committing bad karma, and afterward they feel bad afterwards. So they see that the bad feeling, the suffering, the dukkha arise in the mind, and the cause is from the cravings of the mind itself. So he has to do is stop his craving, that's all. Or if he cannot yet stop all his craving, then whatever he do, he makes sure that that is not a bad karma, doesn't produce any suffering for the mind. So this is the first three. They come automatically once you can see the 5 khandha as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then the other 2 will come. They come like in groups, in a group together.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about the 2 other fetters, doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and attachment to rituals. Or you don't have to worry about that. Once you see the truth, then you stop doing this thing. It's useless. Like I have some people who just bought 2 spiritual house for the spirit. I say, and I just joke and ask them, did you see any spirit coming to live in this house yet? She said, I don't know. Just believe, believe that if you have a house, you have to build a spiritual house for the spirit also, so that they can protect you from harm and danger.
And I have another second question. I just want to ask Ajahn, what is the meaning of parami?
Parami is translated as perfection. The 10 qualities that makes a person a Buddha or an Arahant, starting from metta to dana to sila to nekkhamma. Nekkhamma means to stop seeking happiness to the sensual organs, to the sensual objects. nekkhamma. To take ordination as a monk or a nun is nekkhamma. Then ubekha is the neutral state of mind that you get from samadhi, from practicing samadhi. Then panya or wisdom. Then you have Atithan. Atithan means resolution. And Satya means truthfulness or honesty. When you set up a resolution, you have to keep your resolution. You don't want to cheat yourself. Setting up a resolution and when the time comes, you don't do it. That means you don't have Satya. You don't have honesty to yourself, to your resolution. And Vidya is exertion. And the last one, Khanti, is patience or endurance. You need these 10 qualities to make your mind be able to become enlightened. Called parami. But the English translation I see is they translate as perfection. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. We'll come back to you again if you have any question later on, okay?
Thank you very much, Ajahn. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
We'll go to Kyoyen Dong. Hi, Kyoyen Dong. Do I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. How are you? You're from London, but you're originally from Vietnam,
Yes,
and you're in London right now.
I'm in London right now. Yes.
Okay. Any question for you?
Well, recently I've been like seeing people experiencing a lot of dukkha. I try to like not being affected by it, like don't take the dukkha as my dukkha. But somehow I still feel quite painful. I know that we should be like no up and down, just
Yes,
same level.
equanimity. You need equanimity. And to
Yes.
get equanimity,
But how to
you need mindfulness. When you start to become emotional, you can start reciting a mantra. Then it can bring your mind back to equanimity.
Yeah.
Stop it from reacting to what you see or what you hear. So any kind of mantra, you can use metta to recite metta, metta. You can recite anicca, anicca. You can recite bhutto, bhutto. Just to keep your mind busy. Once your mind busy, then cannot react to what you see or what you hear. But when you keep seeing what you see, and then you can keep reacting to what you see.
Yeah.
So you have to stop your reaction by reciting a mantra. Or otherwise, you have to remove yourself physically away from what you see.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you know how to remove your mind, then you don't need to remove your body.
That's right.
Okay. Switch the subject from your mind. Instead of seeing what you make you feel bad, let it see bhutto, bhutto, or metta, metta, metta. After that 5 minutes, your mind will become calm and then will not feel bad.
What about telling myself, this is dukkha? Like what you're seeing is dukkha. But that way I don't seem it to like take in a lot.
You see dukkha, but you don't like dukkha, so you react to dukkha.
Right.
You have to see anicca, maybe it's better. Anicca is things change, keep changing, and when things keep changing, then it can make people sad or hurt people. Or anatta, look at it, anatta. This is like the weather. Sometimes you have good weather, sometimes you have bad weather. You cannot change them. Or you can look at karma. You can look at karma and say, if it's a person suffering, you say, it's his karma or her karma. If you can help if you can help, then do it. If you cannot help, then you just have to rest your mind in equanimity. Bring it back to equanimity by reciting the mantra. Or dukkha, you can recite dukkha, dukkha. You like dukkha. Why not recite dukkha? Because when you say this is dukkha, it just then when you stop, then you start keep reacting again. So if you want to use dukkha, then you have to recite dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. This is dukkha, this is dukkha, this is dukkha. And to keep your mind from reacting. Try it. If you want to use this is dukkha, you have to recite, keep reciting until your mind stop reacting to the dukkha that you see. Okay?
Thank you.
Is that all for you right now?
But and somehow when you see happiness, it's like you take it for granted and you don't. It's like the impact is so much less than when you see dukkha.
That's right. That's what your mind has been programmed to do. When it experiences good thing, it feels good. So it doesn't, but it you know. But you have to tell your mind that this is also anicca. Sooner or later, it's gonna disappear. So it's better not to react to be too happy with it, because the more happy you are with it, when it disappears, then the more sad you become. If you're not happy with it, then when it disappears, you will not feel any sadness.
Sure.
All right, it's how you react. See, when you react to a good thing strongly, when it disappears, then sadness will come back to you strongly.
So the up or down is actually our reaction. It's not like how happy it is or how.
That's right. That's right. Your reaction. Different people have different reaction to the same thing.
Yeah.
Some people are happy and some people are not happy. Look at the election result coming up pretty soon. It's the same result, but there'll be happy people and there'll be sad people. It's how they react. If you're not participating, then you might not react. You say, so what? Who wins, But if you're a part of the participant, if you decide when you become elated, you celebrate for 10 days, If you lose, then I don't want to follow the news for the next 10 days. It's just the mind reacting. That's how we want to train the mind to stop reacting, and it doesn't hurt itself. Mindfulness is the one that will stop the mind from reacting temporarily. To stop the mind from reacting permanently, you have to see anicca, dukkha, anatta. That everything is just a natural process, that you cannot really do anything about it. Like the weather. Right? When it rains, you cannot do anything about it. When it snows, you cannot do anything about it. When it gets hot, you cannot do anything about it. You just have to let it be. And accept it. Learn how to live with it. And no suffering, no stress will appear. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Let me go to Kenneth. How are you, Kenneth? From Switzerland.
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah.
Are you teaching today? Are you at the university right now?
Yes, I'm at the university. I had a couple of hours this morning. I have something else at.
Have you switched the clock in Switzerland? Do you switch the clock around?
Yeah, we switched the clock back 1 hour.
Already. So it's earlier for you this time around.
Now it's just before 3 p.m. Yeah.
Okay. Any question today?
Yeah, I have a question. Ajahn, you talk quite a lot, quite often about the knowing element, and also talk about the one who knows. But my question is in regard to thoughts. When thoughts are coming, my question is where are the thoughts coming from? I mean, can we talk about and we talk about the one who thinks.
No, well, the knowing element has these four namakanda. Like an automobile, it has wheels and it has engines, it has seats, it has steering wheels. So the knowing element is like an automobile, and it has four functional parts: the feelings, the perception, the thoughts, and the consciousness, the awareness. That this awareness is the one that connects to the body, to bring the information to the knower, the knowing element, and then the perceptor will then start to process the information that enters into the mind, and then once it's processed, then it will have create a good or bad feeling depending on how it has summarized the object that it has processed. Good, so when you see something good, you have good feeling. When you see something bad, you have bad feeling. And then when you have feelings, then your reaction will come. What should I do? If it's good feeling, you want to keep it. So you want to grab at that object. So it can give you have good feeling longer. If you don't like, if you have bad feeling, then you want to get rid of that object right away. This is your volition or your thoughts. So they're part of the mind. They're the one that serve the mind or work for the mind or the knowing element. The knowing element, the mind itself is just merely knowing. See? When you stop this four function, when you enter into jhana, then this four function will stop. And all you have left is just the knowing element. Then you come to see the truth. The true self is the knowing element. The others are just function. So you can think I'm a dog, I'm a president, just thinking. So what basis do you base on your thought? Yeah. So you base on the conventional thing that the mind becomes involved in. You have a body, you say I'm a man, I'm an American, I'm Chinese. Depends on the objects that your mind comes into process. You possess the body. So you're told that you're Swiss or you're British. I'm told that I'm Thai. But we're just the same mind doing the same thing. We've been taught to see things differently. That's all.
Okay.
But our knowing element are all the same.
Mm.
And the problem is to re-educate the knowing element. The knowing element means under the influence of delusion. This delusion is the one that teaches the mind to look at things as you and me, he and she, I and you. Yeah. But in fact, we are all the same. We are all knowing element. And due to the delusion, it creates that happiness arises from having possession. So everybody go after possession, like money and wealth and whatever that we are running after, because we think that by having this thing will make us happy. But we're chasing after the shadow, because these things, they keep disappearing. They are impermanent. You get it, you get money, and after a while you spend it all, and then you have to get more money. You just keep chasing after your own shadow. So that's not the way to go look for happiness. The Buddha discovered the real happiness is when you stop chasing after everything.
Yeah.
Stop the mind from chasing after everything. When you stop, then your mind have peace of mind and contentment, which is the real happiness, because it stays with the mind forever. It doesn't need anything to make it happy. So we have to re-educate the knowing element, teach the Dhamma to get rid of the delusion or ignorant. Like you teach the student, they don't study, then they don't know what you know, see. But after they study with you, then you know what you know. But unfortunately, what you know is still under delusion. Because everything is under all the knowledge in this world is under the umbrella of the delusion. Everything is I-based, me-based, you know. Not the knowing based, knowing element based. Because you haven't seen the knowing element. So you just keep following your delusion, telling you that you are me, you are I. But after you meditate, then you come to see your real self. Oh, I'm just a knowing element. I don't have to do anything. Once you're in jhana, you feel peaceful and happy and contented. You know? So there's no need to be an I, to be a president, to be a prime minister, or be anything. You can be happy without having to be anything. So once you get back to the basic, then you can then teach your mind to let go of everything else. Once you get into jhana, and then when you come out, then you teach your mind to let go of your body, to let go of your possession, let go of everything, because you cannot keep them anyway. They're all impermanent. That's what caused you dukkha, because you cling to impermanence. So when you don't cling, then no dukkha will arise when thing leaves you, when thing disappear from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ajahn. Very clear.
Right.
Thank you.
Let me go to Cecilia Yoksim. Where are you from? Malaysia?
Hello, Ajahn. I'm from Malaysia, from Penang. Ajahn, I would like to apologize. The last Zoom meeting, I happened to disconnected. Actually, my handphone battery was finished. So actually, I was I was unmindful. So I would like to apologize for Ajahn.
Okay, no need to. It's okay.
Yeah. I would like to ask Ajahn for a female will taking 8 precepts occasionally will help the person, that female, will they able to become to become a male in next life?
Be a what next life?
A
Human
male.
being. Human being.
Yeah, male.
Male?
Taking 8 precepts.
No. In order to be a male, you have to act like a male, live like a male. You have to change your character. You have to think like a male, work like a male, do things like a male do. Not doing
If
like
I'm working, then I'll have to dress like a female.
Well, that's because there's a mismatch between the mind and the body. Your mind is a male, but you have a female body, for instance. So
Yes.
you just have to accept it, that maybe there's a mismatch in the process when you take birth. You know.
I see. So, but then, but this is just an aspiration. I mean, for a person, let's say, they want to practice to become better.
Yeah.
To become maybe a man in the next life, for example.
You can be better without having to be a man. You can be better by being a woman. You can become enlightened being a woman. You don't need to be a man to become enlightened. All you have to do is practice mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. Once you have this, then you can become enlightened.
in this very life, Ajahn?
Yes, if you do it seriously, not just casually. You have to devote your whole entire life for the practice of Dhamma, like becoming a nun or something like that.
But Ajahn, I'm still working. I still have a few more years.
Well, then you have to wait, I guess. If you're impatient, then you have to stop working right now and then go and live in the monastery.
But now, Ajahn, nowadays the monastery in Malaysia, time may not be conducive for a person to, to be a machi or a nun.
Then you just have to wait for your enlightenment. It's not because you're a woman. It's because you're not practicing seriously. That's all.
Ajahn, I would like to ask, for can emotion be a reference point for exit from this from suffering? What I mean is emotion by mindfulness of emotion of the body, emotion of the senses, six senses. Can it be a reference point for realization?
No, you need the understanding of the nature of the body, the feelings, and the mind as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
I see.
You have to see the body is anicca, dukkha, anatta. You have to see feeling as being dukkha, anatta. You have to see the states of mind is being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Oh, still we have to reflect back to the three characteristics.
That's right. To see characteristic in these three objects.
I see.
Then you can let go. Once you see that by clinging to it can cause you dukkha. If you don't have to have any dukkha, then you just have to let go of the three objects. The body, the feeling, and the states of mind.
So Ajahn,
the mental states.
Yeah, I see. So Ajahn, about this mindfulness of the body. So when we are mindful, we know that when we sit long, the body is painful, feeling. So normally we will try to be do not take too seriously about it. Just let go of the bodily feeling. Is that the way?
Yes, you do it with mindfulness. You do it. Let go temporarily, but not permanently. You have to see the body, the feeling, and the mental state as being anicca, dukkha, anatta before you can let go permanently. But first, you need mindfulness to let go temporarily first. Just to let go of the body temporarily, so that it can enter into jhana. See? To have equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can use wisdom, anicca, dukkha, anatta, to teach the mind to let go permanently.
I see. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, is that all for
Yes.
now? Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Let me go to Rachel Lim. Hi, Rachel. How come you have
Hello,
a
Ajahn.
circle around your face?
I'm not sure. I think it's the setting of the iPad.
iPad, they have special feature, I guess. It's to show a
So,
circle
Ajahn,
around. It's okay,
good
I just
evening.
wonder, that's all. Because maybe I want to do it also. It looks good. Looks
Yeah,
like
I
you
don't know
have
how to.
looks like you
I'm
have
not
a
sure.
aura around you.
I'm not sure how to set it back to rectangle. I couldn't find the setting.
I see. Okay, no problem. We can see you. All right. Any question today? Where are you from? I forget. Singapore, right?
Yes, I'm from Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. Today, I would like to ask a question about the 5 crimes of Buddhism. In one of it is creating a division in the Sangha. So I would like to ask if a layperson listens to the teaching of a monk who has been expelled from his Sangha in Thailand, which the layperson is not aware of, and the layperson give dana and listen to his teaching. Is that indirectly that the layperson also is having this bad karma of causing the 5 crimes?
The splitting up of Buddhism, you mean?
Yes.
By following somebody who has been expelled from Buddhism, or what?
Yeah, there is a Western monk who is very famous, who often give teaching. So as a layperson, we are not aware that he has been expelled by the Thai Sangha. So if previously we have been attending to his talk and provide dana to him, is that also indirectly we have created bad karma for ourselves?
No, not really. You just, as long as it's still part of the teaching of the Buddha, like dana is, you're not committing any bad karma, but you might be supporting the wrong person. That's all. If you know this person is a thief or a bandit, then you don't want to support him, because by supporting a bandit, you encourage him to become bandit longer.
So the advice is, now that we know that he causes a division in the Sangha, we should not listen to his teaching anymore and provide dana to him. Is that the advice?
That's part of the Buddha's teaching, to don't associate with bad people, associate with good people.
Okay.
If he's expelled by the Sangha, then he must be considered not good. Then you don't want to associate with him, because there must be a reason why he is expelled from the Sangha, right?
Yeah.
Maybe his teaching is not according to what the Buddha teaches. So the Sangha decided this is not right, and if he doesn't reform, then there's nothing they can do but have to ask him to leave the Sangha. And if you follow his teaching, he might be misleading you into the wrong path.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go to Augusto. Augusto, where are you from? Brazil?
Hi, Ajahn.
Hi. Where are you from?
I'm from Portugal, Lisbon.
Portugal. Okay. Lisbon.
Yes.
Okay. You were here before, right? Once before, I remember.
Yes.
This is the first time.
Second time.
Okay. Got any question today?
No question. Just listening, Ajahn.
Okay. Let me go quickly now, because there's quite a lot of people waiting, and we spend a lot of time before. So next is Anura G from New Zealand, if I remember correctly. Anura.
Yes, Ajahn. Yes, I'm from New Zealand.
Yes. What can I do for you today? Anything?
I've been listening, Ajahn. Just have one question. I've been watching Luanta Mahabu's one of the videos, and when Luanta Mahabu explained how we experience a Dhamma, or his experience, he said he encountered bright light, and his explanation was he saw Avijja in himself. So what's the relationship between this bright light and Avijja? So and he stayed on, and then I believe he discovered the Dhamma through that Avijja. Is it the right interpretation?
Well, it is the characteristic of Abhijato. Once you get too close to Abhijato, you'll see this luminosity, brightness in the mind. This is after you have become an anagami, when your mind has totally relinquished your attachment to any physical part, any physical object such as your body or other people's body, then the mind is free from sensual cravings. So it will enter into a more refined state. That's when you'll see the mind become bright. But when you first get there, you don't know that this brightness is avijja. So you want to protect and preserve this brightness because it's so wonderful. But if you keep watching, sooner or later you'll see that this brightness also keep changing. And by your attachment, you want to keep it bright. So you try to use your mindfulness and wisdom to force it to be bright again. So you have to work, and then this can cause you stress in your mind. But eventually you'll find out that this is not the way to deal with this brightness, because this brightness is just like any phenomena. It is anicca, dukkha, anatta that you have to see, and then you have to let go of it. If it's gonna be not bright, let it be. If it's gonna be brighter or whatever, just let it be. Then your mind will then have no stress in trying to deal with this brightness. Okay. Once you get rid of this avijja from your mind, then your mind becomes pure. It becomes stable. It doesn't change anymore. But the brightness in that mind still keep changing from being bright to being not so bright, for instance. And by your nature, by your defilement nature, you want to preserve what you like, see. And eventually you find out that you cannot preserve it. It keeps changing. Then you know that this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So then you have to let go, just like you let go of the body before. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Yeah, you have to get there to understand it truly. Yeah, right now it's too far away for you.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
You have to get to jhana first. The first stage to experience the mind is to get into jhana first.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have jhana, then you can experience the different stages of enlightenment by the developing wisdom, cutting off the fetters. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Let me go to John, Sydney. Hi, John. You're from Sydney, I presume, from your last name.
Yes. Swadikap.
Swati, how are you?
I'm very good, Ajahn. How are you? I'm just listening today. Yes, I'm just listening today. No questions at the moment.
Yeah, right. Let me go to Chris then. Hi, Chris. Where are you from?
Namaskar, Ajahn Suchart.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. So
where are you from?
Originally from New York, but now I live about 5 minutes from your temple. So I live in Bangsaray. So
I see. You came to the monastery.
I come to see your temple quite often. Yes, every week. So.
I didn't quite recognize you here.
It's okay. It's okay. So I also wanted to say happy belated birthday. I know yesterday was your birthday, so happy belated birthday. Yes.
Lots of cakes.
Yeah,
lots of cakes.
I saw that. Very nice. So I wanted to, ask you about the thinking about the end of life process. So, growing up in the Western world and obviously being American, we have a certain view of, the process of dying and what death looks like. And, growing up, being American and, being surrounded by media and whatever else we pay attention to, they all view death as being a very negative and traumatic experience, right? And I think some of the challenges that I've been having, during these years of my life, I'm now in my 50s, is that the thought about the end process comes up a lot more than it did when I was, let's say, in my 40s or 30s and younger, right? So I'd like to get your insight as to how one can be more accepting and more positive about the end of life process.
Well, end of life isn't the end of you. See, the truth is you don't die with your body. So this is the first understanding you have to have. You have the mind and you have the body, and you arise from the mind, not from the body. So whatever happens to the body doesn't happen to you or the mind. This is Buddhist belief, or truth. Sometimes you can call it belief. For the enlightened one, they call it, this is the truth. The mind and the body is a two separate individuals.
Right.
They're like conjoined twins, Siamese twins.
Yeah.
So when one dies, the other person doesn't die with the other person.
Right.
The mind is forever, while the body is temporary. So you keep changing partner like a dance hall, when you that's what rebirth is all about.
Yeah.
Just go and take a new body, a new partner.
Yeah. So I guess the takeaway may be that, focus on obviously doing the correct things in life, living by the 8 precepts, or 5 if that's all you can live by, but living by the precepts and and really focusing on, doing good, being good, thinking good, and obviously practicing meditation, and then thinking about the next life as being quote unquote like the next adventure, not really thinking that this is over and, in essence that this is.
It's like in a dance hall, you just change partner.
You just change partners. Yeah, I like that analogy. That's a good one. All right. And then second question, throughout life, I've had many, many accidents and injuries to my body, very serious ones. And I'm actually surprised that I'm still alive and walking. So I would assume that this is, karma coming from, could even be this life, but my past life. But again, surprised to be walking. One of my accidents, the doctor said I'm 1% to survive without death or paralysis. So happy to still be alive. But the challenge that I find when meditating is that I have a lot of pain in my body. So I'm always having to adjust and shift my body. So it's very hard for me to sit still for a long period of time and keep my mind focused on the breath. So I just wanted to get your opinion on what is something that I can do in order to remain focused and try to, sit in essence in peace for a longer period of time when I practice.
You have to switch your object. You cannot concentrate on your breath. It means your mindfulness or your concentrating ability is weakened. So you need to build up your concentrating ability by reciting a mantra instead.
Butto, something.
Anicca, anicca, metta, metta, anything, any one word you can use. Maybe a 2 or 3 words. Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho. So keep your mind busy. Then your mind will then not feel the pain. And when it doesn't feel the pain, then it doesn't have to react. Eventually it can become calm, not be affected by the physical pain. So you have to be proactive when you cannot be watching the breath, and you have to take the proactive approach by reciting a mantra to stop your mind from reacting.
So it's almost like the kilesas and coming, and you just have to be heavy-handed with them and
That's right.
Smack them out of the way, as they say. Beat the kilesas down. Yeah.
That's right. You have to you have to recite a mantra or do some chanting or some way to keep your mind from reacting to the pain.
Okay. All right. Namaskar, Ajahn Suchart. Thank you very much.
Okay. You coming to the monastery again, the temple again soon?
Oh, every Buddha day I definitely am. Yeah, I at least try to come once a week. So I'm definitely will be there. And I enjoy coming on the non-Buddha days as well, because those are the days that I get to see you in the sala. So yes, I will see you soon.
All right.
Namaskar, Ajahn.
Okay. We'll go to Dean. Hi, Dean from Singapore. How are you?
I'm good, Ajahn. How are you?
You have to speak louder, though. I think your voice is a little soft.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, better now.
Better. Okay. How are you, Ajahn?
Good, good.
Very quickly, I have two things I want to ask you to. One is to check. I investigate on the 4 elements of the body in my practice: the earth, water, air, and fire. So I want to ask, I feel the quality of like electric current, subtle electric current in different parts of our body, and I try to find which of the elements is this. Is it closer to fire, or I'm not asking for a definite answer. I'm just checking with you.
Okay.
I'm not going to think too much about it, but I was looking at it for a long time. There's a sense of there's electric moving inside the body.
Well, does it move all the time or just sometime?
It is all the time, when in different ways, in different parts. When it doesn't move is when my mindfulness is not focused. You see, it's the same kind of attention when I put my attention on the breath. Sometimes we need to think and we need to do things. Then I step off my attention on the breath. It's the same as this electric pulse or flux. It's very subtle throughout the body.
I think you should treat it as anicca dukkha anatta better. Not any elements. It's just a phenomenon, either physical or mental, whichever it is. It's either physical or it's either mental, and it's anicca. It's not permanent. It comes and goes, and it's anatta. It's not under your control. So all you need to do is just observe and leave it alone. That's all.
Okay, I will do that. The second part is not so clear-cut. I continue to practice from last week, developing the sati. So I remain in very closely with the breath and inside the body for extended hours. And it leads to, last week it leads to feelings and mental formation. So I look at it closer. And it focuses more towards memory perception. I think it's sana, S-A-N-N-A. Sanya, and
memory or perception.
I am quite persistent to follow your instructions of mere knowing, mere seeing, not to dwell into thinking or analysis. So I keep bringing back to my breathing. And then as my attention focuses on the breathing, all around the breathing are the thoughts, memories, stories, recollection. It keeps coming on the background. So I keep on the breath. But these memories stayed for, I don't know how long, it's more than an hour. So I decided to look at it while keeping attention on the breath. I think it's a kind of a vimansa or investigation, because I could sustain the attention for quite long while being continuously mindful of the breath. It leads me back to my sense of self. So as a sense of indifference and detachment as I look at it, whatever story images that comes surface out, I look at it. Back to when I was young, I'm quite surprised that I remember I could recollect moments before I could walk.
You're too far away from your meditation.
Yeah.
You should just be with the breath. Yeah. You mean you have been sidetracked by your mind to not focus on your breath. So you cannot get the goal of your meditation, which is jhana. So you're not doing meditation, you're doing contemplation.
Yes.
Which is useless because your contemplation has no parameters. It just keep contemplate whatever objects you want to contemplate upon. So it leads you around and around, not getting to the truth. See? If you want to contemplate, you have to contemplate the nature of the body first, and get truly understand and get rid of your attachment to the body first. You have to have parameters. You have to have a set of goal you want to do on your contemplation, not just merely just contemplate on it, whatever comes to your mind. You know?
Ajahn,
you're not getting anywhere. No.
I did have a parameter, which is to look at who am I, these thoughts, because it's been like an hour.
Too far for you.
Too far away. Okay.
You have to get rid of your body first. Understand your body and let go of your body first. It's the easiest object. It's
physical body.
Most obvious objects for us is to see the body. We have to destroy this self image of the body. You know. It's no self. It's just four elements. It's impermanent. It comes from the four elements and will return back to the four elements. You will get old, get sick, and die. You have to solve this problem of being afraid of aging, sickness, and death first. You're afraid because you think your body is you, so you don't want to lose it.
Yes, I will investigate further.
Do just this one object first. Don't go to all the other objects. It's like studying all the courses.
No, I don't want to.
Your courses at one time. You cannot do it. Just do your.
I want to go straight to, if there is one way, simple way, I want to stick to that, and I just want to finish it with one way. So if the body.
The one way is first you need mindfulness.
Yes.
To meditate, to get into jhana, to get equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then your mind will be strong enough to study the nature of the body and let go of the attachment to the body first. So this is really all you need to do right now. Don't worry about feelings or thoughts, anything like that. They are too far away for you.
But how about, how do I let go of the body? Or I don't focus on that, I just...
You have to let go by accepting, accepting aging, accepting sickness, accepting death.
Okay.
By being calm and not reacting. When you get old, just say, I'm old. If you get sick, okay, I'm sick. You don't want to have any emotional reaction toward that. Or when you have to die, just say, okay, it's time for me to die. It's a good day to die today, you know.
I am quite happy with that, Ajahn.
Okay.
With my body dying every day.
You might have to prove it to yourself. You know, you might have to expose yourself to some risk, your body to some risk first to see how you would react, whether you still remain calm or not. Because what we think right now could be theoretical, not real yet. We're in the safe environment, so we can say anything we want. Oh, I can take death. I can take sickness. Try to get sick. Try to get COVID-19 and see how you will react. And if you're not reacting anything, then okay, you have passed the test.
Then there will be an arahant. I don't know. Many years ago, I have a close death encounter. So, but I get what you mean.
Okay.
And yes, I will come back to.
You have to go to the next person now, okay?
Yes, Ajahn.
Yeah.
I will come back. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you,
Ajahn. Mudita, maybe I'll give you 5 minutes to max. Because where are you from? Cannot hear you yet. Somehow your sound doesn't come through. Maybe when.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. I'm actually from Thailand, Ajahn.
Okay. Got any question?
Yes, one quick question. So I'm very scared of darkness or like ghosts. I'm very scared to see a ghost if I'm in a dark space. So if I have to meditate at night, I will turn on all the lights. So any words of advice from you to overcome this fear?
Yes, she said there's no ghost. If there's any ghost, when you sleep, they will come already crush you when you go to sleep anyway. It's just your belief, that's all.
Right.
You believe there's ghosts, and when you sleep, you don't turn on your light, right? Do you?
No.
So when you meditate, the same thing like going to sleep, going inside. So you don't die in your sleep, so you won't die in your meditation. There's no ghost. I mean, we have a saying that there are two types of ghosts, real and not real. The real ghosts, they don't bother you because they are spiritual beings. They go on their own way, you know. The fake ghost is the one that will come and scare you because you created it up in your mind, see, by yourself. When you start thinking, oh, there's ghost, then you suddenly become afraid.
Right.
It's your own creation. You are afraid of your own creation.
I see.
So when you feel, the Buddha said, when you're afraid of ghosts, just keep reciting Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho. Don't think about ghosts. When you stop thinking, then you know that ghosts will disappear, and your fear will disappear once your mind becomes calm.
Right. Ajahn, yes, thank you so much. I will take your teachings and practice it.
Okay, try it. When you turn off the light, and when you start to become scared, just keep reciting Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho.
Okay, Ajahn. Yes, I will find a time to pay respect to you in person soon.
Where are you from in Thailand?
Actually, I'm from Bangkok.
Okay. Have you ever been here before?
Yes, I've visited your temple at Sala many years ago, only one time.
I see. Okay. Okay. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, thank you ค่ะพระอาจารย์
Bye bye for now.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay. We'll go to Belinda Liu from Singapore. Hi, Belinda.
Ajahn, no questions today.
Oh, no question. Okay.
Maybe just Ajahn can talk about Vibhava Tanha.
Vibhava Tanha.
Mm.
Vibhava Tanha. Craving for not being. Right? The desire not to be something. Like you don't want to get old, right? You want to always be young. This is Vibhava Tanha and Bhava Tanha. They usually come together. They are two sides of the same coin. You want to be something, so you don't want to be some other, the opposite of what you want to be. You want to be young, so you don't want to get old. You want to be healthy, so you don't want to get sick. You want to live, so you don't want to die. But this is what Vibhava Tanha is. It comes with Bhava Tanha. If you stop your Bhava Tanha, then you can stop your Vibhava Tanha. Understand? If you can stop.
How about like Vibhava Tanha, like not wanting to be in a samsara and not wanting to be exist as a human?
That's a good Vibhava Tanha. This is called wisdom. It's called Dhamma. To see that being born, reborn in samsara is suffering. And this is good, considered to be good Vibhava Tanha.
When such mind happens, the mind reacts and it might fall, it feels like it fall to Kama Tanha, or sometimes to go back to Bhava Tanha. Just to not to end the life, not to be too depressed, the mind. So when we fall to that portal, I heard something called chanda.
Mm-hmm. Chanda is good desire. The desire to meditate, the desire to keep the precept, the desire to give dana, for instance, is called chanda, not tanha, because it doesn't create dukkha. The kind of tanha that create dukkha we call tanha. The kind of desire that create dukkha we call tanha. The kind of dukkha, the kind of desire that doesn't create dukkha we call chanta.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to Winnie Lai. Hi, Winnie, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia, Ajahn. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having a chance to talk to you. Yeah, I have two questions, Ajahn. Okay, first question is like, okay, during my meditations, right, I try to practice frequently a day, right? But it's about, sometimes it's reach about 1 hour plus, and sometimes it's less than 1 hour, is 45 minutes. So I can feel that during the initial stage, like within 30 minutes, I feel like I really can focus my breath, okay, the long and the short breath. And when it comes to the end of the sessions, about 50 minutes, end of the sessions, I have gone to the downers. So I try to focus. Is it because my energy is not that strong or something?
Yes, your mindfulness become weak and after a while. Then you have to rebuild your mindfulness by reciting a mantra or do some chanting.
Okay. Okay, that means it's after about I have to go to the downers, so I have to recite like a mantra in order to boost up my energy, is it?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, okay. Because I feel like very uncomfortable when come to the downers. It's like a transcendental meditation, so it's quite relaxed. But this is not my ultimate goal, because my ultimate goal is to maintain the energy of the meditations. Okay, this is for my first question. So I will try out that when I come to the downers, then I will try to recite mantra in order to boost it up, to extend my meditation hour.
That's right.
Yeah, I had another two questions. Is that I always understand theoreticals like anicca, dukkha, anatta, but when it comes to actual in the life, when I facing some like fears or some health problems, it's just a small things, but I try to remind myself, okay, our life is the anicca, dukkha, anatta, but the urge, the mind is still very powerful to conquer the fear. So what should I do, Ajahn? I try to recite Bhutto Bhutto, but sometimes the mind is still override the mantra. So what should I do, Ajahn?
You have to get into the jhanas. You have to get into fourth jhana to have equanimity before your mind will stop reacting.
Okay. So the only thing will be the meditations is the way up to overcome all the fears, the attachment, the clinging, all right?
Well, part of it, you need equanimity, then you need also anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay. So what should I do, Ajahn? I have to consistent practice meditation, or how is it?
Yes, right now you have anicca, dukkha, anatta, but you don't have equanimity. So you need to meditate to get to equanimity.
Okay. So how frequent to have like a very solid meditations regions or something? Because
all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Do nothing but meditation, either sitting or walking meditation.
Okay, because I try to practice the kaya sati, right? While I'm talking some things, I can try to train my awareness. That means it's like open awareness.
You cannot train it like that. You need to meditate to really make it real. Otherwise, you're just pretending to be aware, but you are inside. You're still reacting. See?
Oh, okay.
You need to get to the jhana to be real. Once you get to the jhana, then you'll be just pure awareness, not pretending to be aware, but still deeply inside, you're still reacting.
Okay. I'm not sure when I can get jhana. I hope one day I will can achieve jhana.
Okay. It's up to you. If you try, you can get it. If you don't try, you don't get it.
Yes. I will have a consistent and persistence to on the meditation. Thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu to you.
Okay.
Yeah, end of my questions.
Okay, you're welcome. I think Alvin, it's your turn now, Alvin, from Malaysia.
Yes, Ajahn, sorry, I just realized just now, my name is Amanda. I think my daughter used my Zoom.
I recognize your face, so it's okay.
Yeah, Tan Ajahn. Actually, I came across an article by Ajahn Lee, Tan Ajahn Lee. He mentioned about Mano Mayidi. Is it the same as Upachara Samadhi that you mentioned? From what I read, it's similar, is it?
Yes. I think if you are talking about any psychic power, you have to get into Upachara Samadhi.
Right. Okay.
But in order to get to Upachara Samadhi, you have to pass Appana Samadhi first, not the other way around. Most people think you get to Upachara Samadhi before you get to Appana Samadhi. Because the word Upachara means approaching Samadhi. See? So they translate the word as according to the word itself. But in reality, you have to get into the fourth jhana first before you can go to the psychic realm.
I see. And this Upachara Samadhi in terms of my practice, it's not important.
Useless.
It's useless, right?
It's a distraction. So you should not worry about Upachara Samadhi. If you don't have it, then you're lucky. If you have it, you should not go in there. You should come back into Appana Samadhi instead.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Next is Jessica. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Hello, Ajahn. I'm very good, thank you. I think it has been about 2 weeks since I came online and joined the Zoom meeting. I was very busy with work. I just wanted to add something. Just recently, I watched your live question and answer on October 31st. You mentioned something that it was the feeling of so much wisdom from you, Tan Ajahn, and I wanted to share. It was on about meditation retreat at home, which you mentioned on October 31st on your question and answer. Somebody was doing meditation at home, and you said to her, keep doing it, make it a part of your life. Life is a retreat. Life is a meditation retreat, nothing else, nothing. Because it is meditation retreat that will make your mind happy. Nothing else in this world will make your mind truly happy except your meditation practice. And it is very true, Tan Ajahn. And I wanted to share this again because the past 2 weeks I've been training for another job, for another branch for the hospital. And, Tan Ajahn Chah said that if you have time to breathe, you have time to meditate. But I forgot this. And I came upon your video just a few days ago, and you mentioned life is a meditation retreat, and it's true. It's very true. You don't need to be at home to do meditation. You can be sitting on the bus. You can be standing, waiting in line to get onto the MRT, or you can just be having a silent moment, waiting for a meeting. You can do your meditation. This is, thank you for this.
Okay. At least I'm glad to hear that you get it, because if you didn't get it, you probably wouldn't remember it by now.
Yes, I got it, Tan Ajahn. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Keep it part of your life. Always
Thank you.
remind yourself to meditate. to be
Yes.
mindful, to stop thinking as much as possible.
Yes.
Only when you have to.
Thank you.
Is that all for today? You have any question?
No questions, Tanajan.
Okay. Let me go to the next person. Hi, Alfredo. You are next. Alfredo from Brazil. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Can you hear me, Alfredo? Okay. You have to unmute your microphone again.
Yes.
How are you?
Here
is it cold?
I'm
Brazil
okay.
right
My
now?
practice is okay.
Are you into the
Yes,
summer?
Brazil yes, it's hot. It's a little hot, a little cold and hot. One day cold, other day hot. A little rain too. Rain. Brazil is
It's summer for you in Brazil right now.
the weather is yes. My practice is I think is good. Is there a problem to see the things not significant, not real a lot, not is a little inibida, a little not interesting a lot of the world. Is that a problem?
Can you repeat the question again? What problem? What is the problem?
Is that a problem to see the life not interesting, with not very real, not very significant? The life is important to people, but my practice is for me is to get to distance to life. I notice.
Yes, because life is impermanent. One day you have to lose it. So it's better to prepare yourself to lose it now by distancing yourself from life. In Buddhism, we call it practice dying before you die. Live like a dying person. Live like a dying person. So when the body dies, then it won't hurt you. You have to practice dying right now.
Yes.
Okay. So you might
Okay,
get
good,
used to dying.
good.
So when the body dies, you will not be hurt. If you not practice, you don't prepare yourself. When the body dies, your mind doesn't want the body to die. See? That's when it hurts the mind.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, good.
Have you joined Ajahn Mudito group yet?
I don't see Ajahn Mudito more. I not good, not I'm not in your group. I don't heard more. I know that he trying to build a very building to monastery to Sudawari in Minas Gerais. He wants to build a big hall of practice, né? But I not see you more.
Okay. You exist alone like a dead person, right?
Yes, my life is very
peaceful.
Is more.
Peaceful.
I like yes, peaceful. Yes, tonight I like to dance with my brothers of near here, and I like to do exercise and practice and money. I have a money to maintain my body. Né? I have a good house, and I am okay. Yesterday, on past, I heard more monks. I have more monks heard. Now I only heard you. I not studying and attend other monks. I like your teachings. Your teachings is combined my practice.
Good.
I like your teachings about jhana.
We are compatible.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Let me go to Nigel, okay? Nigel, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm very glad to have met you, Ajahn.
Yeah. From Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm from Hong Kong, by the way.
Okay. Any question today?
Yes, actually, I'm very stricken by defilements. My heart is controlled by defilements lately. Like sometimes I wanna commit suicide and often see the image of the hell, and I'm very scared. And the grid is occupied. My chest is occupied by the grid here, and always. And last time you taught me to like chant Buddha, 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 but most of the time I forget. And when I chant Buddha, Buddha, the heart is still very hard to calm itself down. And I try to before I learned from Longpo Promati, and he taught about the mindfulness, and it went well few months ago. But starting from September, late September, I broke down, and so every kind of mindfulness does not work for me, and I just like my brain is very tight now, and always headache, and I cannot practice vipassana. I can't sleep. I haven't slept for 1 month already, and I do not know how to like come out of this. Like, can you help me?
Well, you just have to live with it. I guess if there's nothing else you can do, then you just have to let it be.
Let it be.
Don't try to fight it. The more you fight it, maybe the more frustration you'll get. So just flow with it. Just flow with it.
Just flow it. Just let it be.
Yeah, let it be. If you cannot go sleep, then don't sleep. Just do something when you're awake. Yeah. Eventually, your body will get so tired, it will fall asleep naturally anyway.
But my mentally and physically, I was very tired, but I still cannot sleep. Yeah, and it affects my learning. Yeah, I'm a medical student in Hong Kong, actually.
I see.
Yes.
You can still study.
This year is my gap year, and I'm doing research. Gap year.
So if you can still do what you do, then don't worry about it. Just do what you can. And what you cannot do, then you just have to accept it. If you cannot go to sleep, just accept it. Okay. Yeah.
Just accept it.
But I'm just curious. How can you not sleep for 1 month? You know, this is you must sleep sometime, right?
I'm a bit. What I mean is that I cannot sleep naturally for 1 month. A few 1 to 2 months. Like I keep eating pills, and sometimes I just sleep for 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that.
Okay, if that's how the body wants, then let it be. Okay.
Okay. So if
it's not the body, so the mind shouldn't try to force the body to do what the mind wants the body to do. Let the body do what the body wants to do.
But I'm feeling that I'm like falling from a good status to a bad status to the hell status.
Has nothing to do. Your body cannot force your mind to fall from a higher state to a lower state. It's the mind itself that caused the fall, not the body.
So, but how can I like lift up myself? Like I'm very scared now. Like the thought of committing suicide always occupy into my brain, and I always see the image of hell.
You just have to stop your mind from creating these images. Like I say, you have to do some chanting, or you have to do some reciting of the mantra.
Stop the mind from creating these images. Okay.
Yeah, everything is created by the mind. Yeah. The thought of suicide, the images of hell, and so forth. These are all created by the mind. It's not real. There's no real hell. Hell is not the image that you create.
Okay. So that's fake. So now I have another problem, because now like I have insomnia, and like the control is a bit low. So I keep eating, and how can I stop it? I'm losing self-control. Keep eating. So if I cannot control myself and I'm like this, what will I be if it is my next life, in my next life?
You'll become a hungry ghost.
Hungry ghost.
Yeah, the more you eat, the more hungry you become.
Yes, I'm like this. But I don't know how to stop it. Like I don't.
You just have to resist your desire to eat. That's all. Just eat only when you have to. Set up schedule for eating. Eat 3 times a day, and then no more.
And also because of insomnia, I can hardly think and comprehend things. So if I'm like this, will this situation persist? Will I become an animal in the next life?
No, if you don't break the precept, you don't want to become an animal.
But if I have the thoughts of committing suicide, will I become? Is this a breaking the 5 precepts, or just hurting others?
Thinking about it hasn't yet break the precept. You have to actually do it. If you commit suicide, then you break the precept. If you're just thinking about it, you haven't yet broken the precept.
Or just thinking not equal to breaking precepts. So what if I lie, but I immediately regret? Is this considered not my precepts? Is this still intact?
Yes, you still keep the precept as long as you don't do it or don't say or do. Then it's just your karma. You're just only committing the mental karma, and the mental karma cannot send you to be born as a human, as an animal yet.
So if at this life I am very stupid, if I keep giving out things to others and making merits, will next life will I become very smart suddenly, or being smart, having a high IQ is a cumulative process?
Yes, you have to live with smart people, and they'll teach you to become smart.
So, but this life I'm very stupid, and will next life I will become very smart suddenly?
No, you'll still be stupid.
Oh, still very stupid.
Yeah, because you haven't changed it. You have to change in this life. You have to change yourself from being stupid now to become smart. Then next life you'll become smart.
So if I am determined to have nirvana in shortly, so if I keep making merits with this, ensure that I will become a arahant shortly. Like I know in Thailand there's something called Kafina Festival. So some monks said that if you donate something to the Kafina Festival, or like dedicate or giving out to the sangha, and the merit is enormous. And by this this merit, you can even become a Buddha or some eminent Buddha's monk. So in the yes, so is this true? Like I keep making
no, it's not true. It's only the first step. You have to do the second step is keeping the precept. Then you have to meditate in order to eventually become a Buddha or be a noble disciple. Okay, I think you have taken up enough time. I have to go to some other people now. All
Okay,
right.
thank you very much.
Okay. Well, FST, I think. You have anything to ask, FST?
Hi, evening, Ajahn. Yeah,
You're
ST
from
here.
Singapore? You're from
Yes.
Singapore. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late. I just finished my work. Just good to be listening to you. Nothing.
Okay. You have any question today?
So far, no. Thank you.
All right. Okay, then. I think
Soling.
Hi, Soling, you have any question?
No, I'm listening. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. So we have reached 2 hours now, and I think everybody has a chance to ask questions. So I'll let this next period to be free for all. Anybody wants to ask any more questions, just raise your hand and unmute your microphone and speak, okay?
Yes, we have a question from Facebook now.
Okay, please go ahead.
There are 5 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. The first question from Miss Kim. Good evening, Ajahn. During meditation, I observe my breath, but my mind wander away easily. Then I will bring my awareness to my hearing, touching, and feeling. The whole sitting, I am doing this type of awareness most of the time. I am hoping the senses will become quiet. Then I can focus on my breath longer one day. Ajahn, is my technique right? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I think you should use mantra or use chanting better. Just chant first. If you cannot recite mantra, then chant Iti Piso Bhagava, the Buddha quality, the Dhamma quality, and the Sangha quality. Keep chanting, repeating them until your mind becomes more focused. Then you can then observe your breath.
And the second question from Mr. Chi Ching Chuan. Dear Ajahn, instead of chanting mantra, can I use counting of number as my focus? When I breathe in, I count 1. When I breathe out, I count 2 until 10. Then count backward from 10 to 1.
It depends. If it works for you, then it's okay. If you feel that your mind is more focused with counting, then you can use it.
And the third question from Miss Kim. Ajahn, I heard from a talk given by a layman related a virtual monk from Thailand transfer his merit to his father, who has passed away, appear in the lower plane to a higher plane of existence in heaven. Ajahn, is this possible? Thank you and sadhu.
Well, I'm not sure how much merit he has transferred. It's like money, you know. How much merit, how much money you have to enable the person to move up from one star hotel to 5-star hotel. So it takes a lot of money. So it depends on how much merit he can transfer, I guess.
And next question from Miss Ai. She has 2 questions.ท่านอาจารย์, question number 1. Do we see nimitta first to attend jhana?
No. You might see, you might not see, but you should not pay attention to them if they come up. You should just keep watching, focus on your meditation object.
And the last question. During the pandemic, I was more often at home and began to more regularly meditate and chanting. But the longer I was in this situation, somehow I did not like work and prefer to be quiet and train myself at home. Whether this way of thinking was laziness?
No, not laziness. It means you have advanced in your meditation practice. So you want to do more practice rather than work, because work gives you restlessness and agitation. While you meditate, it gives you peace and happiness. So this is advancement in your meditation practice. You'll become lazy to work, but you'll become diligent to meditate.
That's
Okay.
our Tanaja.
All right. Anybody else have any question?
Augusto. Okay.
Ajahn, I am now 23 years old, and since a very young age, I feel and have a vision as if I am going to, as if this body is going to die in the house of 20s or in the house of 30s. I want to know if this is a real vision or it's just a thought, a perception.
Well, you have to wait to see it. If it happens, then according to what you see, then it's real. If it doesn't happen, then it's not real. So you cannot believe what you see until you have proven it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you,
if you
Ajahn.
cannot prove it, then you just have to let it stand by and wait and see. You should have the wait and see approach to everything that you come across. Whether it's real or not, you don't know yet. If you cannot prove it, then you just have to wait and see. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else?
Joseph.
Yeah, Ajahn. My question is, what is the relevance or benefit of wearing amulets as a Buddhist practitioner?
It's psychological. It has no real benefit. It just makes people feel secure, feel safe. That's all. It's just a belief, but in reality, it doesn't do anything.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that is what I wanted to know.
Yeah, some people believe when they believe, so when they have it, they feel secure, they feel safe. That's all.
Yeah, because last time I went to a meditation course in Kuala Lumpur, there was a Thai monk who came, and after the meditation course, after a few days, at the end of the course, amulets were given out, and people were very happy that they received them, and then they made a lot of donations. So I was just wondering, not going into that, I was just wondering, that's why I wanted to ask you.
Well, if it's given for money, then it's like selling. It's like a business transaction.
Right.
If it's given for freely, then it's just like a token, like a souvenir, you know.
Right. So wearing of amulets is just a psychological, for psychological effect.
Then for the wearer, they feel safer.
Okay.
But they die the same way with those who doesn't wear any amulet.
Understand? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Sui and Jack, do you have any question? Are you still around? Okay, Sui and Jack.
I'm still laughing from the previous one. Ajahn, you're so straightforward and so funny. They die anyway. You say.
Speaking the truth is always straightforward.
Somehow, when you say it's so funny. Ajahn, I don't want to take up too much time. But if I was wondering if you can explain about one of my favorite sutta. It's about 5 khandhas. The Buddha described the body as like a lump of foam feeling like water bubble, perception is like mirage, volition is like the banana tree trunk, and the consciousness is like magician playing a trick, an illusion. So I think he was saying that it's five khandhas is insubstantial and hollow and void. I was wondering, what does he mean by that? Like the five khandhas is void and insubstantial.
They are temporary. They're not real. They're impermanent. Anicca. So like the cloud is anicca. You see the cloud for briefly, then it disperses. Yeah. Everything that the mind perceives with the sensual organs, or even the mind itself, everything that perceive is temporarily. They're like clouds. They come and go. That's all. So you should not cling to them, because when you cling to them, you will become sad when they disappear. That's he's trying to explain anicca with using example. That's all.
Oh, I see.
They are in our mind, right? I mean, they're still in our mind.
Yeah.
Just
they're
that
in mind, but they're mental phenomena. While the body is a physical phenomena, and they are impermanent. They form and then they dissolve. They come together and then they dissolve. They rise and cease. So you should not cling to them. Let them come and go. Be just being merely aware, merely knowing. Don't have any emotional attachment, like or dislike, because this will cause dukkha, causing stress in the mind.
And Ajahn, along this process, then we use sati to guide our mind.
You need sati to bring your mind to equanimity, to stop it from reacting. Then you use wisdom to teach the mind why you don't want to react, because they're not real. They only are real briefly, like your body. Eventually, it will disappear one day.
Okay, that's where the sati and panya comes in.
That's right. You need this to stop your mind from clinging, from being attached to anything that the mind comes into contact with.
Yeah.
All right. I think we have about covered all the questions for today. Thank you very much for your attendance. I hope this meeting is of some benefit to you and can help you in your advancement to enlightenment. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay mindful. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sadhu,
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 sadhu. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thanks, Ajahn. Thanks, La. Thanks, Admin. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, La. Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Take care.